W takes up much more space in width than an I, right? One's wide, one's really thin. Well, you can't adjust that stuff on a typewriter. You just had no ability. Another way the typewriter worked is these metal pieces would, when you hit a key, it's attached to one of these little metal blocks through an arm, and the arm slams against a ribbon. You can kind of see it in the left-hand photo here. That's that red, the black and red thing behind the little metal plate. The character would slam against the ribbon. If the ribbon had enough ink on it, then the ink would be transferred onto the paper. But a lot of things could go wrong with that, as you can imagine. Well, if you think about how tiny a period is, I mean, just look at how tiny the comma is, the bottom right. A period's going to be smaller than that. If that period doesn't strike fully against a well-inked ribbon, the sentence would get no period, so the reader would have no visual clue that the sentence had ended. So to fix that, back in the typewriter days, we always put a double space after the period, and that was the reader's visual indicator that that sentence was finished and we were beginning a new sentence. But simply because 9 times out of 10 that period doesn't strike hard enough against the paper to actually make an inked impression. Did y'all know that? Nobody knows that. But anyway, that's where the 2 spaces after a period came from. And I don't know about y'all, but if you understand the why behind it, that helps me understand and remember it. Yes, Todd?
Yeah, I do remember that because I have an old manual that I learned on. But I didn't get the memo that we had changed that. That was my problem. You said that, and I'm like, when did that happen? That we only do 1 space. So I guess I should let my computer do the work for me so I don't have to work so hard at it.
Exactly, and that's the next point of this is since word processors came along, 2 things going on here. First of all, you don't have to worry about a piece of metal striking a well-inked ribbon to put the thing on paper. But computers, word processors, can vary the amount of space that's between each letter. And also, with these font foundries, the designer is designing how much space each letter needs on either side of it. So you simply don't get this monospaced problem anymore, and you certainly don't have to worry about a period not striking the ribbon. So you just need 1 space after a period, okay? Never 2 anymore. It worked great for a while, but we've evolved now. So 1 space. This will really date you. But a quick way to get rid of this, so let's say you've gotten copy from a client. It happens mostly in older generations because people are habitual creatures. We talked about that earlier. It's a muscle memory, that 2 spaces, and you're probably doing it without even thinking about it. But if you get a big block of copy, let's say for a newsletter or a magazine column, do a find and replace, okay? So usually that's under the edit menu. I'll show you where it is in Word here in a minute. Go to the edit menu, choose find, and a dialog box will appear with 2 fields in it, okay? So in the first field, you type 1